Alright, so good morning. I received this problem yesterday. This is in section 12.2 within our class using the frequency polygon to answer questions A through E here. Okay, so we have 5 questions, and we are given this graph about response time for selected emergency calls. So it's really important that we take a closer look here at the graph itself. Okay, so let me zoom in just a little bit here. There we go. Alright, so let's look at this carefully here. Okay, so we see at the 2-minute mark here, okay, that would be the 2-minute mark right there. At the 2-minute mark, we happen to have 0 calls. Okay. At the 3-minute mark, it looks like we have 2 calls. Okay. At the 4-minute mark, we happen to have 3 calls. At the 5-minute mark, this is 5 right here. Looks like we have 9. At the 6-minute mark, okay, again, I'm just using minute repeatedly and calls repeatedly. Okay, back to the 6-minute mark. So 6 looks like it's at 3. All right, the 7-minute mark. Let's just keep on going. 7-minute mark. Oh, is exactly the same one as 6 here. So 6 minutes and 7 minutes were exactly the same at 3 calls. At the 8-minute mark, I don't want to zoom out quite yet, so I'm going to write it over here to the side. 8-minute, it looks like it jumps up to 10 calls. At 9 minutes, it looks like it falls to 6. And 10 minutes, 8, 9, 10 is right there. It looks like it's at 2. And then at 11 minutes, it looks like we're back at 0. Okay. The important thing about a frequency polygon is that it does begin and end at 0. Okay. So that's very important. So at the 2-minute mark, we had 0 calls. At the 11-minute mark, we had 0 calls. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look at our questions here. All right. So first off, the number of calls. The number of calls that responded to in 5 minutes is, okay, well let's see, that is right here, 5 minutes. Looks like 9, so we had 9 calls. Okay. B, the number of calls that were responded to in 6 minutes or less. Interesting, 6 minutes or less here, okay? So 6 minutes or less, that's going to be everything from here and downward. Okay, so let me draw that again. Okay, oops. No, it just doesn't like me drawing the arrow, does it? There we go. Okay, so 3 plus 9 plus 3 plus 2 plus 0. And even though that 0 is not going to make any difference here, okay? So 3 plus 9 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. So that is going to be 17 calls. Okay. Now see, the total number of calls in the survey. Oh, now we have to add up all of the calls. Okay. Now we already know this is 6 minutes or less right here. 6 minutes or less for 17, right? Okay. So we can start off with that, 17, and then go ahead and add the rest of them. So 3, 10, 6, 2, and 0. Okay, so 17 3 is 20. 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 6 is 36. 36 plus 2 is 38. Okay, so we have 38 total calls in the survey. Okay, because we are talking about total calls. Okay, all right. We're looking at question 4 here, which is the letter D, construct the frequency distribution. Okay, so let me slide this over just a hair. There we go. Okay, so notice our response times here, 3 through 10, which is what's shown in my graph. Okay, from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. So we just need to fill in these numbers, the number of calls. So let me slide this. Let me zoom out just a hair. Okay, so at 3 minutes we had how many calls? We actually wrote this information right up underneath our graph. So for 3 minutes we have 2 calls. 4 minutes we have 3 calls. 5 minutes we have 9 calls. 6 minutes we have 3 calls. 7 minutes, we also have 3 calls. 8 minutes, we have 10 calls. Let's see, 9 minutes is at 6 calls, and the last one, 10 minutes, is 2 calls. Alright, so again, we found that information earlier just by looking at our graph, and so now we're just filling it in. Alright, the last question here is we need to determine the correct histogram for this frequency distribution, okay? Alright, so let's see. First problem I see, and I always like to eliminate choices, is right here. Notice that they start at 10 and they go to 3. Okay? So that tells me right there that B is not a good choice, because my response times here are from 3 to 10. Not from 10 working my way down to 3, but from 3 working my way up to 10. Okay? So that leaves me A and C. Alright, so now we just need to compare. At 3 minutes is 2. Okay, well that looks like 2 right there on A, and that looks like 2 down there on C. Okay, let's go to 4 minutes. 4 minutes happens to be 3. This looks like 3 there. Oh, wait a minute, we got a problem down here on C. 4 minutes right here looks like it's at 6 minutes. Okay, and that does not correspond here with the 4 minutes up here. Okay, so C is not good. That only leaves me choice A. Alright, I hope this helps. If you need to send me any more examples, please feel free to. Thank you.